Hey everyone, this is Chris. I wanted to show you how I winterized my 2018 Imagine 2400 BH. I winterized it with this RV and marine antifreeze stuff, biodegradable, potable water safe antifreeze for your plumbing systems. It's about $2.50 a gallon at Walmart. I use 4.5 gallons to do mine. I need 2 buckets to start, 1 and 2. Go ahead and fill the bucket up. There's a hose. If you take out this cabinet, there's a hose under there that goes straight to the pump. You'll also look in the back. I'll show you back here. There's a dial there. That is using the pump intake from the water supply in the tank. However, if you turn this up, it will now pick up from this hose going in here. The other thing you have to know before you take that drawer out, this was a learning curve for me. There's a little deal over here to get the drawer out. One has to go up and one has to go down. That's a little trick. I about tore the drawer up trying to get it out the first time. Just know that one you have to pull up and the opposite side you have to push down to get it out of that slot. The other thing you have to do to prepare the trailer to winterize it is you have to go back here and you have to change your valve alignment. So right now I've already blocked in the hot water to the tank, the cold water to the tank, or cold water inlet to the tank, you block that in. Hot water outlets from the tank, you block that in, and then you open this bypass valve. I'll show you those valves. So this is set up now for me to winterize it. The hot water out is blocked in, the cold water in is blocked in, the bypass is open. So whenever I go to winterize this, I'm just going to push fluid through here, down through this valve, and around the system, out the faucets, instead of going through the tank. I don't want to try to fill this tank up. You also need to drain your water tank. You do that by removing this plug right here. There's a plug right here, a little nylon plug. It goes in this hole. Go ahead and remove it. Drain the tank. This poppet valve, once you have that off and it's draining, you can pull this poppet valve up right here. Pull this deal up and lock it in place, and it'll help it drain faster. Once that's done, I just go ahead and leave it that way the whole winter. I'll leave it open all winter and then flush it out in the summer when I go to put it back in place. For some reason it's not allowing me. So the other thing I do to get started is I drain all the water before I winterize it. And there's some low point drains here on your trailer. There's 2 little nylon fittings that go in there. They're not installed right now, but I try to drain all the water I can. So when I'm draining the hot water tank, I'll come back here and take these plugs out, and then I'll go around inside and I will open all the valves, the sink, the shower, and the kitchen sink. Open those valves. I'll also install that, and then go ahead and pull down on it and try to let some air in there, just to try to drain all the water. The goal is to not mix, or is to mix as little of the antifreeze with the water as possible. I live in Colorado, so it gets really cold here, and I just don't want any antifreeze mix. I want pure antifreeze. So I'll show you how to do that in just 1 second. All right, so the next thing you need to do is make sure all of your valves are shut. We've got the system drained. We've got the hose hooked up, the suction hose hooked up to the pump inside the bucket. We've got the sink closed. We've got the shower closed. Of course, the footer on that is closed. And you're gonna need your next bucket. Go ahead and turn your pump on. I turned my pump on, and it sucked it down a little bit, but not much. And I'm going to show you why you need the second bucket. You can use one of these empty jugs if you want. That'd probably actually be easier. But what I do now is I go ahead and turn it on, and then I wait till I get pink. Good pink. So that's pretty good pink. And then I go over to hot, and then I'll open up the hot and wait till I get good pink. coming out. Hot takes a minute because you're actually cycling it all the way to the back of the camper and then bringing it back up to the front. So let's see how long that takes. This takes the longest of any of them, if I remember from last year. Yep, now it's starting to turn pink. So that's pretty good. I go ahead and take this water and I dump it in my sink. That way it gets in those P-traps and it also gets down in the gray water tanks. Take my bucket in here. I'll go ahead and do this until it gets pink. See, the cold water was pretty fast. The hot water's not as fast. Do the same thing here. I'll go ahead and turn this on. There you go. Turn this on. You'll see it get pink real quick. That's pretty good. And then you also want to make sure you do your toilet. There we go. We want good pink color coming out of the toilet. I'll go ahead and dump this down there. Get it in that P-trap. Get it in that tank. You want to leave some water in your top of your tank when you're doing this. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to, people forget this, and I forgot it the first year, you want to do both of these. So this one, and then also do the one up in the front where your city water connection is. So do that and go through all of the your stuff in your bucket, and you should be good. That's a pretty quick tutorial on how to winterize your 2018 BH Imagine 2400 BH Imagine. So hit me up if you got any questions. Thanks.